Hi YouTube, it's Carrie, Lady VSG. It's been over a month since my last update, so I figured it was time to do another one. So let's see, today is January 22nd. Originally my surgery was scheduled for April 13th. I did change that because I realized April 13th is my niece's first birthday. And since I live 15 minutes from my sister and her family, you know, I would be bummed if I didn't go to that. So I moved my surgery to April 6th. I figured for me personally, it would be easier to stay on track with a post-op diet than it would be a pre-op diet at a family gathering, because I know my family and I know me and our behaviors that need improvement. And I know post-op, I'm going to be uncomfortable. I'm going to not feel all that hot. So it's probably not going to be that big of a deal for me to be telling people like, no, thanks. Like I'm sticking to my clear liquids or whatever. And there's also the passive aggressive part of my brain that's thinking, you know, maybe at her first birthday is when I'll start telling the more judgmental people in my family, like, oh yeah, I just went down to Mexico and had surgery. And since they're at a birthday party, maybe they will be nicer about it. Or, you know, maybe they'll ignore me and then whatever. Like after a couple hours, I can say that I'm tired or whatever and I can go home. Because I live, like I said, I live 15 minutes away. So I have a plan. It's not a great plan, but it's a plan. So April 6th is my surgery date. I'll be going down to Tijuana, Mexico to have surgery at the Obesity Control Center. My surgeon is Dr. Ariel Ortiz and his team that are down there. So I've been checking in with the nutritionist pretty regularly. I can't remember if I mentioned it in my last video that the nutritionist wanted me to be on a low-carb diet. So naturally, I start this low-carb diet, and then it's Christmas. And then it was New Year's. And I just graduated, and now I'm going to take my NCLEX, which is the licensing exam for nurses. I take that next week. And so, of course, I've just been stress eating, and I've been using all these things as excuses. Like, oh, you know, it's the holidays. I only get this dessert once a year, or, you know, whatever stupid excuse. And like not Christmas, New Year's, I was like, oh, like all my friends were over at my sister's house for this big party that we had, and I hadn't seen everyone in so long because I was in Boise and they all live in the Portland area. So it was like, oh, of course I want to eat all this great food that she's got out and I get to see everybody. And, you know, it's excuses, because like there's the part of my brain that realizes I'm always going to have stuff going on in my life. Like that's kind of how life works. And I need to stop letting myself use these things as excuses. You know, I need to like stick with the plan. I want to have surgery, and I was told like you need to lose 30 pounds by the time you get down here. And I've lost 8.5, but now I'm 2 months out. I've got 22 pounds left to lose. Like, okay, it was when I had 3.5 months and 30 pounds to lose. Like, oh, I could have done real slow and sure, but you know, now it's 22 pounds in 2 months. Like, okay, like I have to get my ass in gear, because I don't want to get down there and have them, you know, say, look, I'm sorry, you didn't follow the pre-op stuff that we told you was part of the deal. So we're not gonna be able to operate. Like, I would be so bummed. So yeah, I really need to just like suck it up and do what I was told. Like I want to be a nurse, for crying out loud. Like, why am I being such a slacker about the surgeon's instructions? But anyway, so that's kind of what's going on with me right now. I need to buckle down and get my act together. So yeah, so NCLEX next week. Really doing my best to not stress eat this week. And I keep telling myself, you know if I don't pass NCLEX, it's not like they only let you take it one time. If I don't pass it, you know, they'll let me re-register. They'll let me take it again. I've heard stories of people who don't pass it until their third attempt. Dear God, I want to pass it on the first try, because it's, you know, it's a horrible exam. It's stressful. It sucks. Like, I don't want to do this more than once. But, you know, so got to get back to studying. I just wanted to check in and let you all know that I'm still here. I'm still going to be making videos, and hopefully soon I'll be making videos from my own place once I get the boxes and stuff unpacked so that I'm not embarrassed for you guys to see where I live. All right, I'll check in with you later. Bye.